Welcome to Scorpion Force Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, John Lucas, alongside my co-host, Vanny Bernard.
The Vandalizer.
And the Anomaly. It's the Anomaly. We've already talked about this, and that's what's going to be. Stop laughing. This is not a joke. And you really, again, you're not helping, man.
My bad. Sorry, Anomaly.
The Anomaly. Respect.
CJ, yeah, respect. I got you.
Learn it. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at SFW_podcast. Check us out on YouTube and iTunes, Scorpion Force Wrestling Podcast or SFW_podcast. We are the generation that grew up in the Attitude Era.
Yep.
We are loyal fans. We've been lifelong fans. We will be lifelong fans.
Absolutely.
And this is our take on the business.
Well, what are we going to discuss today? Why don't you tell us then? What are we doing? What's going on?
Today is our debut episode. It will be a Royal Rumble prediction show, as the Royal Rumble is this Sunday, January 24th.
Yep.
I believe the date is.
Yep. 2016, Road to WrestleMania begins.
The road to WrestleMania begins.
That's right. And well, I guess we can always, since we're all new, we just started out. Let's give them a little bit of who we are, according to, what we've known about it. All right. So, what are we, like 20-some-year-old guys?
We're 25 years old.
25 years old. Is that right? See, maybe I'm from a different planet because I'm the Anomaly.
Yeah, you are. You're from here, that's for sure.
We have been a huge fan of this business. Gee, maybe when we were like in our mama's fetus or something like that. Maybe even before we were born, we just had wrestling flowing through our veins. Because, maybe your mother
he's
your
from
dad
planet.
and my dad has been watching wrestling, right? And
my grandpa was a Hulk Hogan and a Ric Flair.
See that? Look, it went right before he was even planned. What the hell? Same thing for me.
Well, I was a twinkle in my dad's eye.
Yeah, you're like a thought. You were just a thought. Like what one lady told me. You were just still a fart before all this started happening. It's hilarious, right? Right? Yeah, we're 25-some-year-olds, and here in Virginia, and yeah, we're a fan of this business, and I am probably. Have not known these guys as long as these two have known each other.
Way back.
Me and Vandy have known each other for 20 years. 1996 we met.
Yep, first grade.
First grade. Like, how'd you guys meet? Did you guys go like, hey, man?
I know the exact story.
Okay.
It was our friend, at the time, it was my friend Sean. I won't throw his last name out there. And he was a bit of a troublemaker, good and bad. We were good friends. He got me into trouble a few times. Our teacher at the time, Mr. Quinlan, he moved me because he didn't want me to keep getting in trouble. He moved me next to my man Vandy. The rest is history.
And here we are now.
20 years later.
Good to do a podcast talk about wrestling.
In all seriousness, you guys, we are huge fans of the business. We love this business. We eat, sleep, and breathe this business.
Anyways, yeah, that's right.
Gotta ship you back to your planet, man.
Where are you from?
I said I was.
You and Goldust from the same planet.
You and Goldust and Stardust from the same place.
Yeah.
That's
Dustin Rhodes balls.
That's classified. We don't disrespect old Dusty in here. I mean,
rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Dusty. Right there. And yeah, you know what? Let's not talk about where I'm from, because.
Yeah, Lord knows we don't want to know.
I'm maybe from not parts unknown. I know someone else that lives there, but. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways.
Parts unknown.
Anyways,
very, very interesting guy. And
how we want to go about this is whenever someone is new to the show or someone wants to introduce themselves, it just is an icebreaker when we bring somebody new in, or for you guys, it's getting to know us. We're going to talk about our favorite matches of all time. Everyone has a favorite match. We've seen hundreds, thousands of matches. Like I said, we all have our favorites. There's a few that just stand above and beyond the rest, and we'll have one that's special to us for one reason or another. There's plenty of them. Then let's start with you. What's your favorite match of all time?
It's a tough one because, I mean, with me, with The Rock being my favorite character, you think it has to be a Rock match.
I heard he's the most electrifying man. Is that true?
And he's in sports entertainment. All of sports entertainment.
Right.
Nobody's above him. But of course, I had to go a Rock match. But I'm gonna have to hit a swerve because then WrestleMania 25 came along. And Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. And the reason I say that's my favorite match is because They were at my house, and there's about maybe 12 of us in our basement. Had
wrestling fans getting around one person's house, pizza,
wings, some sodas, just chilling down there. And of course, the Undertaker Shawn Michaels match comes on maybe about a little bit over midway through the show. We all got our seats, and we didn't use those seats throughout the whole match because every single near fall, when Undertaker jumped over the top rope and hit the cameraman head first.
That moment that was like, was that?
Is he all right?
Exactly.
Is he actually dead now?
Yeah, right. He broke his neck.
Yeah, and the fact that match still continued on for another 20, 25 minutes. I mean, every near fall, Shawn Michaels kicking out of tombstones, Undertaker kicking out of Sweet Chin Musics, and
it's unbelievable.
It was awesome. Just every gas, and I think that's why, just because of the atmosphere, all of us being together, and then that just being the greatest match, not only WrestleMania history, but wrestling history to me all time. That's my top match, and nothing's beat it yet.
That's really funny. I think, I think I agree with you. I mean, I was in another planet watching that match, my bedroom, anyways. And then,
I don't want to know what you're doing in there.
Well,
no, just
you don't have to explain.
Continue on. Yep,
Please,
your favorite match. Explain.
All right, now I just want to say it is a really good match.
Thank you.
Were you guys in that match also, or which WrestleMania did you guys go to?
We went to 28.
28.
Evan era / once in a lifetime, and then Eric stopped filling.
Yeah.
Look at that. See, I still have yet to go to my WrestleMania match because
we were supposed to go this year and just WrestleMania 32, and just life catches up with you.
Yeah, things happen.
Things happen.
But 33, we plan on being there.
Let's hope Orlando really does win the bid for it.
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be a vacation.
We're gonna make it happen. Yep.
Yeah.
Living in this planet, definitely, it's been hard, man. Even from an alien like me, it's just different. Anyways, in this great nation of the United States, where WWE, which was what was it back then? There was no E at the end. I will talk about one of those matches, but one of my favorite matches that really caught to me is, WrestleMania 19. And, that is a great WrestleMania all in all. We can all agree on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Matches.
Underrated WrestleMania.
Underrated WrestleMania. We've all discussed Booker T also and Triple H before.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's a topic for another day right there.
That's a topic for another day. One of the most athletic matches, I believe, that really went well for me was Brock and Kurt Angle.
Good choice. Good choice.
Yeah, and maybe I was a kid back then, and being a fan of Brock Lesnar, you come up and you see a brute all of a sudden, right? It's big, huge brute.
Mm-hmm.
He started out as a heel, and then switch up to the face if you follow the storyline on what Heyman did on Brock eventually with Kurt Angle and Team Angle at the time, and there was this twist. If you all remember that, man, it's so nostalgic, and you're like, what? Brock Lesnar is not going to have Heyman by his side. What's going on here? And it led to the WrestleMania, and of course, no one can forget the iconic move that he's always done before, but he messed up on range, maybe, on doing these.
Yeah, misjudged. Shooting star press, misjudged the timing a little bit, or space.
Yeah, or space, and all in all, so I'd like to comment, Lesnar right now, he does a lot of power moves. And he's a presence, right?
Suplex
City. The Suplex City, look at that. He can do 16 of those. Sorry, John Cena. But, he can do 16 of those. But, and still be freaking entertaining. And you know what else? Putting down on the side, honestly, the modern Brock, the current Brock right now, and how he wrestles, although you don't really see him wrestle a lot because maybe it's a whole contract thing, right? That's what I heard.
Special attraction.
And we got, there it is.
For those,
those
important days.
It makes it even better. I mean, who doesn't? I mean, what crowd doesn't erupt when you see Brock Lesnar? Because it's a special, it's a special event in itself.
I haven't seen him live. I don't even know what it's like. I can't
Oh
wait
my
to
goodness,
see him
that's gonna be awesome.
I'm just glad he's back too.
I remember, you were a big Lesnar fan,
man.
Throughout, as long as I know you were the big Lesnar fan.
Yeah, we talked about it a lot, and then. It's a funny story because I stopped watching WWE for a while, wrestling in general for a while, and then that one night when I finally got cable,
the night after WrestleMania 28.
Yep, the night after that, I was literally watching. I said, Raw's in USA. I was watching Raw, and John right here didn't even know I was watching Raw, but he texted me literally. He goes, "Turn on Raw right now," and I'm like. I know, but it's a coincidence because, I think it's literally the first time he's texted me about wrestling because we've been talking about Brock Lesnar from, the whole...
As long as I know him. 2009 when I used to date Ali, so...
Yeah. Ali's my cousin. cousin. She's not as crazy as anyway. Anyways, that's a whole different story.
Y'all get that one later down the road.
Yeah, that's another down the road thing.
I'm to bury her on the first show.
I'm the better looking one out of the whole family. Just to let you know that.
Just continue.
Anyways, so Brock Lesnar. I'm kidding, Allison. You know we love you, first of all. She knows it's just a joke, guys. What, you stupid? Anyways, here. Brock Lesnar, came in and he texted me. You see John Cena pretty much saying, "Who's next?" Puts his hands up, and his entrance music pops out. I mean,
Place goes wild.
The crowd goes wild. I went wild inside. I mean, like, I was still. I
marked out.
Yeah,
I marked out.
Sure did.
I marked out like 10 seconds. Finally believing, oh my gosh, Brock's
He's really back. I know. It was.
And then my brother's like, is that Brock Lesnar? I'm like, I asked myself the same thing, man. Is it Brock Lesnar?
There's only one.
There's only one Brock Lesnar. And then Heyman comes out and they said, man, this is really, really, really cool. And now going back to that topic of why, I'm sorry, I marked out a little bit and going into current memory.
Hey, happens. Hey, do you, man?
Regular conversational podcast.
Yep, and going back to why WrestleMania 19, the Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar match was really what it is for me is because it's a very athletic match. It brought the technical side of Brock Lesnar. If you really watch it and critique it, he wasn't just doing Suplex City. He wasn't just doing the F5s, He was really clever on putting his own moves on Kurt Angle. And Kurt Angle brought the best out of Brock. Mm-hmm. And if y'all notice,
great mat wrestling.
Great mat
exactly.
Wrestling.
Yeah, that's what it was. It's a great technical, sound wrestling match.
Right. And that's exactly. And you can also see some of those classic, amateur wrestling styles they were both using. The single leg to the trip. If you all are there or watching here,
I mean, people forget Brock was a collegiate wrestler and NCAA champion, NCAA, so he has that Division I. He has that background.
That's not easy to accomplish, Division I. And well, of course, Kurt Angle's got the upper hand on that, being an Olympic gold medalist. But yeah, that was my thing for that match. And so you, what is your favorite match?
Favorite match of all time? It would definitely have to be Jeff Hardy versus The Undertaker on Raw for the Undisputed title in a ladder match. The match Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, Edge, Christian, the Dudley Boys have perfected. That match, I have a very fond memory about that match. I'm pretty sure I've told you guys this story. I was 11 years old and I was grounded.
Nice.
So I wasn't, of course, allowed to watch TV at the time. And most of the time, your parents don't want you to watch wrestling anyway. They don't want you copying the moves and stuff.
Don't try this at home.
Yeah. And
my mom yelled at me when she saw Stable doing. Anyways, don't watch that, kids. Anyways, continue.
Man,
we're not PG. Anyway.
We're not PG.
No. So I'm watching. What's got to be like an 11-inch TV, with a towel under my door so the light doesn't come outside, and the volume on 2. And I'm just huddled up real close to the TV, and I'm just watching. And Jeff Hardy at the time was my favorite guy, and I was just like, man, like, I hope he wins the title tonight because that would be just absolutely awesome. And you remember he was fighting the American Badass Undertaker.
Oh, I love that.
No one beats the Undertaker, especially when he was on top back then.
Yeah.
After he took the title off Hogan, you weren't beating Undertaker. The emotional ride that match to me was unlike any other. There were a lot of ups and downs in that match, and remember when Jeff Hardy tried to get on the Undertaker's bike? That was like the first time I saw anyone try to touch Undertaker's bike.
My man tried. He tried it. It was a bold move, Jeff.
Bold move, but nonetheless, it works. He tricked the Undertaker at that little point, and but just the real underdog story, because no one thought Jeff was going to come out with the title that night, and just Jeff using the ladder to his advantage, doing all those special moves, and JR's commentary. I don't want to beat a dead horse. JR is the best commentator.
Oh, absolutely.
WWE, maybe even anywhere in general.
Mm-hmm.
That man puts his full emotion into his
very descriptive.
Puts his full emotion into what he's doing. He's a fan, just like us.
Oh yeah.
No offense to Michael Cole and.
No offense to Michael Cole. Offense to Michael Cole.
Just focus on calling the match. Anyway, just Jeff Hardy, and I remember the moment when Undertaker was about to hit him with the last ride, and then the chair was underneath, and then he comes up and he just hits him with the chair between his legs, and then he smashes him one more time, and the Undertaker's down for the count, and then Jeff, he's just climbing the ladder all slow, which is I always think is kind of weird, but I guess it's because you're tired, and then he's reaching for the belt, and then just touches it, and then Undertaker smacks him in the back. And he's like, no, please don't stop him, and he gets him again, and then Jeff's just hanging there, just trying to, like, regain himself, or, like, lose the fatigue, whatever it was. And then Undertaker climbs up, and then Jeff, he's like, one last reach, and then JR, live your dream, kid, make yourself famous, you can do it, you're only an inch away. And the Undertaker just grabs him, and then chokeslams him down, and the Undertaker just grabs the title, and then the match is over. And then the best part about that match, so what happens after the match. When the Undertaker was leaving the arena and Jeff Hardy grabs the mic and he's like, I'm still standing, Undertaker. You still haven't broken me. And the Undertaker comes back down. I think he hits him one time. And then he leaves again. And then he's like, no, I'm still here. I'm still standing. And then he comes back in and Jeff Hardy's holding himself up by the ropes. And the Undertaker just grabs his hair, just like one last look. And he's like, nah. He's like, I respect you. You gave it your all. You got it, kid. You got it.
Getting a respect from Undertaker like that, if I was in Jeff's shoe, it's like an honor.
It should be. And
it's big.
In that same year, he got it when John Cena debuted. He got that respect from John Cena after the match.
Oh, yeah.
So, what's your name, kid? John Cena. He shook his hand. You don't get that from the Undertaker nowadays. I don't think I've ever seen him shake anyone's hand. Remember Ric Flair's retirement?
Yeah.
The after the show.
Yeah, the after the show. Yeah, you didn't see that on Raw.
But that match for me is easily my favorite. I've seen it probably like 20 or 30 times, and it still never gets old. I still get the chills when I watch it, and it's just a great match. And I couldn't believe it was on Raw. Like, I got to watch it. And, you know, back then when we were like 11, 12, we didn't always get to see the pay-per-views and stuff. So, man, that was... I counted that as my birthday present. It was so cool.
You know, I was expecting you to pick a John Cena match, knowing you're a Cena fan, obviously, guys. Look at this shirt right there.
Hey, I mean, I'm a Rock fan, but, you know, I didn't pick a Rock match.
Yeah.
Even though there's plenty to go through.
I'm not saying I don't love John Cena matches. I can tell you plenty of good ones. Speaking of, going back to Brock Lesnar, Cena and Lesnar's match at Extreme Rules, I think, is Brock Lesnar's best match. Because that was so good. Remember the match had to get stopped twice because Cena was legit cut open?
It was a great match. It was definitely a great match. I think it was definitely better than I think most people expected it to be, but I would definitely don't have it as Brock's top match. Okay. I mean, Brock's had some really good matches, but I mean, anything with him and Taker have always been good, even before this latest rivalry, before when they had the Hell in a Cell matches, when Brock was originally Undisputed Champion, or WWE Champion.
It wasn't No Mercy.
No Mercy. Yeah. They had that biker chain match. Then it finished off the Hell in a Cell the first time that the rivalry ended. Yeah. But I think, probably his match with Kurt Angle, WrestleMania 19.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's definitely up there. I mean, that Extreme Rules match was... That was a great match. That was a great match.
Cena is a great wrestler, and he gets a lot of heat right now, especially with how the crowd works and the storyline he's in and his persona. But watching his old matches, I mean, I've told this to you guys several times. I know I told this to you several times. Cena, if you watch his old matches, he really does. There's really no different in how he does his ring presence and his move. And in my opinion, I think it's always how or who he's wrestling, honestly.
If he has great competition in the ring with him, they both rise. He brings them both up. They both come out better than they went in, and that's always should happen in a wrestling match, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Reminding me of that Kurt Angle and Ruthless Aggression coming to Cena. That was a great match. Cena's debut, and then later on the six man tag match. I don't know if it's in the same night. I know in SmackDown it came up to me. It was Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle. Whew. It was with
Jeez.
Yeah. Oh man, that is a team.
Who were they up against?
John Cena
and Batista. When they were all young guys and debuted in 02, that would have been.
That'd have been crazy. That would have been great to see.
Before when Batista used to be with Brother Devon.
Yes, Brother Devon. Yeah.
Yeah, it was John Cena and who was it? No, it's definitely not Billy and Chuck. It was. I know it was.
I love the theme song though.
Yeah, the theme song.
You look so.
And it definitely
It's me. Oh, Shannon Moore. Oh my! I forgot about that dude.
Shannon Moore. It was one of those SmackDown matches, but I know Shannon Moore and Hurricane Helms was in the event. What's up with that? Yeah, what's up with that? And one of the matches.
And he looked like the Hamburglar. I love when The Rock used to go on the Hurricane.
Rock and Hurricane's promos, and was it?
When there was the Hollywood Rock. Oh, those are great.
Hollywood Rock.
Heel Rocky.
Heel Rock.
Heel Rocky is so good.
Oh yeah, because I mean, even though he's heel, I mean, you still cheer him.
Exact same
It's
thing.
the same thing. It doesn't change it. Yeah.
No. You can't follow along.
Let's not sing along with The Rock.
He does his best to really stick to that, but he's so likable at the same time.
It's like hard not to like The Rock, especially like nowadays. He's bigger than life now.
Yeah.
So
he really has become the most electrifying man
in all of entertainment.
Sure has.
All entertainment. Who would have thought that Scorpion King? Oh man, it was actually one of my favorite old 2000 movies. The Scorpion King. That guy would just plummet him to the top of Hollywood. I heard he made like what $1 billion last year or something like that for taking all those roles. Yeah, he was in.
I think I heard on that, but all right. He's worth like.
He's a lot of money. Yeah. Let's just say he doesn't need to play that power. He didn't need to play that Powerball jackpot. That's for sure. He's alright.
I'm surprised he's not like a little more picky and choosy with his roles. Like I didn't see Hercules, but I heard it was so-so.
It was so-so.
Have you seen Samurai?
I haven't seen it yet.
I actually have that upstairs and I haven't watched it yet.
Really? We got it. That's one of the few Rock movies I haven't seen.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember we used to see all the Rocky movies when they came out and just life.
Yeah.
Just stuff catches up.
Yeah, exactly.
Did I go with you to see G.I. Joe?
No.
I think I went with one of my friends.
That was the third one, right? The third G.I. Joe movie that The Rock was in?
I thought there was only one G.I. Joe movie, like Retribution or whatever it was.
There was a first one, Channing Tatum, and
The Rock, because I remember he was in the movie with The Rock.
Yeah, he was in that second one. I don't know if it was second or third one. But I know Channing Tatum and Marlon Wayans. Was it Marlon Wayans?
Yeah, Marlon Wayans.
And the Bruce Willis is the one with The Rock.
Yeah, no, the one with The Rock.
I guess there's two, but I like the second one. I like the one that The Rock was on.
Yeah, it was alright. The Fast 7, when Rocky finally did a wrestling move in a movie, I was like, I remember was it the first 2-3 minutes in, I was like, yes, rock bottom. You know, I was like waiting for like a screen cut, and all of his movies like for him to do like an eyebrow or something like that, you know, and he never did anything. I'm like, you gotta throw some wrestling reference out there.
Oh yeah, got to. Got
to. I mean, did John Cena throw a wrestling move in the Marine? Not that I remember. It's been a while back.
The Marine isn't like that.
I'm about to say, not too many people watch the Marine, so...
No, because I remember the first time I saw it.
Not missing much.
I remember I thought it was okay, and I watched it again, and you get older, and it's like,
it's a waste of an hour and 30 minutes.
He was pretty good in movies, too. Like, I heard Trainwreck, he was hilarious.
Was he?
Yeah.
My friend Ryan, he said on Sisters, I think it is, that other movie he's in, he said he was, like, amazing in that movie. So we'll see if it's free or something.
I mean, he's been doing a lot more acting roles. So
he's do something when he's done with wrestling.
Oh yeah,
like he's been hosting on Today and doing all.
I mean, he's a natural, almost.
He's like he just knows how to be in front of a computer.
Yeah.
He knows how to talk and everything.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine post wrestling when that day comes. Hey, it's gonna be a sad day.
I mean, he could work the crowd even when the crowd was against John Cena's presence in the ring. You know, he'll twist up his words, and all of a sudden you'll hear cheers in a crowd because he worked out that mic. He worked out that mic pretty darn well. I mean, some rappers with a Raw, you've seen it. John Cena, you know, he's getting booed, or there's a still cricket silence. They just they don't want his presence around, especially during those times where he gets to do the U.S. Open Challenge, you know, commencing.
I miss those.
And
that was like the best part of WWE.
Oh yeah, exactly. Those the matches they would put on.
Single moment was when Seth cashed in at me.
Yeah.
Because that was a real markout. Like, oh, he's really doing it.
He did. Oh man.
Get well soon, Seth Rollins.
Yes. Recreate, redesign.
Really,
He's gonna
really.
come back as a huge baby face.
Oh yeah,
Like,
oh yeah.
just
I mean, people wanted to cheer him before he got hurt, so he's.
Imagine when the right angle comes along and he just comes right back out of nowhere. But this, oh man,
It's almost going to be like that, almost same along the lines when Triple H returned.
Oh, yeah, that's what
from
I
his
was gonna
first
say.
quad injury, and that.
Why
I
are you taking
mean,
the things in my head, man?
I mean, well, I was about to say great minds think alike, but great mind, and I don't know.
I'll take it. I was just
But-
worried.
yeah.
Something out. Anyways.
But yeah, Triple H's first quad tear, and he came back at Madison Square Garden.
The pop on the Raw when he
And
came back.
0-2, it was amazing. And I think it's going to be around the same for Rollins, because I think before Triple H got hurt, I think people wouldn't have a reason to cheer Triple H, because you can hear the crowd kind of chanting for him here and there before he got hurt. Yeah, exactly. So Rollins is the same thing. He's here, we're supposed to boo him, but the crowd wants to cheer for him, because, I mean, he's just amazing. So,
He's a good heel as well.
oh no, he plays it well. No, he plays it well.
But I think he's like.
I think he'd be a great babyface. Yeah. Oh, it's going to be a great day when he returns.
Being a babyface, Rollins. Just go with it. You know when it happens.
We're not gonna get into creative right now.
Yeah.
They want him to be a heel, he's gonna be a heel. They want to be face, he's gonna be a face.
Oh man, well, it's always up to them, right? The creatives. Is Vince involved?
Sure.
You know Vince is involved. Vince has the final say.
Everything, yeah.
If Vincent Kennedy McMahon doesn't like it, it's not happening.
I'm not messing with Vince, but well, Triple H and Rollins, who saw them getting together?
I'm pretty sure the match at Mania 31 was supposed, not 31, 32 was supposed to be Triple H.
Things rumored it was supposed to be Triple H, Seth Rollins, yeah. Of course, then there's a whole list of injuries of the injury report. I mean,
Injury report right there. Yeah.
I mean, there's a whole line. I mean, you got Randy Orton out.
He might be coming back soon. He doesn't need the next
He doesn't need the neck surgery. From looking at things, it seems he probably could come back in time for us, probably like mid-March.
Okay.
But there's also saying that they might hold him back because by then you already plans for WrestleMania are already halfway through, so they might just to play it safe, just hold him off, bring it back to probably night after Mania. I mean, it would be a big way to return. So at least they'll be getting him back soon.
Oh yeah.
Of course, if you follow Divas Revolution or not, Sasha Banks is going to be, well, she's out right now. Of course, she's been downplaying it a little bit on Twitter.
Yeah.
So
I've noticed she hasn't been on Raw recently.
exactly. So
I'm hoping she's healthy too, because she is the boss.
oh, she's the boss. I mean, every time we want Sasha chance at Raw during every Divas match, and she apparently might have either a sprained MCL or PCL, but she's supposed to be back mid-February.
Okay.
So she's still back in time for the WrestleMania build, and let's say, depending on what happens on Rumble, I know we'll get into those Rumble predictions, but say Charlotte retains, and then you have maybe a Sasha-Charlotte match for the Divas Championship at WrestleMania.
Nice.
Of course, Cesaro, actually was seen on Bleacher Report earlier, Bleacher Report plug, you're welcome, seen on Bleacher Report that Cesaro, he asked him about his recovery time and when he's supposed to be due back, and he said he doesn't know. I know he recently went down to Birmingham to get a checkup on his shoulder, so
Good.
I think he was supposed to be originally 4 to 6 months. He had the surgery in November, so he should
He's been
be
out since November.
since November. Yeah, I think it was right before Rollins got hurt, actually, because I think we all talked about it that Cesaro might be a legit candidate to win the title when they had the tournament, but unfortunately he got injured right before then, so that sucked for him.
Yeah.
Those injuries really.
That's when it started to rack up around then, and so 4 to 6 months for him was the original time slate, so he might not be back till April or anytime early summer, June.
Yeah.
Of course, John Cena unfortunately went out as soon as he came back.
I still can't.
It was just a shocker.
Like literally a night after you came back,
Yeah.
got hurt, or you got hurt that Raw. I don't know when it was, but just,
Yeah.
All of a sudden you see it on Twitter and WWE.
I couldn't believe it. I literally like freaked out. I was like, now what are they gonna do for me?
Yeah, I got the update, and I'm just thinking, this is a joke. This is a joke. This can't be real.
Like,
Yeah. And the thing is, I think people are open up to Cena too, because again, him throughout 2015, not being in the world title scene, having the U.S. Open challenges, and having those great matches, and I think people, I mean, because those couple months, when Rollins went down, I mean, Raw was kind of in a lull period a little bit, So, and without Cena, people miss Cena. So when Cena came back that night and had that match with Del Rio, I think people really miss Cena. As soon as he comes back, he gets hurt. Of course, torn rotator cuff, which is a 6 to 9 month injury. But we know how Cena heals fast, or he comes back quick, whether it's completely healed. So, whether it's, remember that when he came back and won the Royal Rumble, he was supposed to be out 9 months, and he came back in 4. Super Cena, his recovery is amazing.
The night the people who booed John Cena forgot to boo John Cena.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, John Cena's back?
Yeah.
Just, everyone's just going crazy. So I wish I watched that live, because I remember Kevin was watching, and he told me, he's like, John Cena's back, and I'm like, what? He's like, John Cena just won the Rumble. I was like, yes! So hyped.
So it would be, of course, that throws a big damper, to WrestleMania, because we all wanted to see the potential rumored Cena Taker match, and even though there's still some hope that Cena could come back in time for WrestleMania, but that's a torn rotator cuff. I know Cena can heal fast, but that's not 2-3 months quick fast. Yeah,
that's not enough time for them to even build a Cena Taker match with Cena being off TV.
Exactly.
Him and Taker both can't be off TV to build a match. Cena would be the guy,
to be on it.
Bray Wyatt did last year.
Yeah.
Every Monday night, build the match.
Right. So that injury list is deep, and hopefully guys start coming back. And that's just the tip. Of course, we mentioned Rollins and torn ACL, so he's not going to be back till sometime summer, maybe early fall.
Video also, you saw the clip where when
the knee buckled.
Just buckled. I'm just like, ooh, yeah, you probably didn't feel it, but it looks terrible.
Yeah, I was reading the article. He said he didn't feel it at the time, but he knew something was wrong. Like, I think he said his knee felt like loose or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that doesn't sound good.
The thing's moving around in there.
Anyway, at least it wasn't like Psycho's.
Psycho said, man, his thing just snapped in 2 different directions.
Showed that to my younger brothers, and they were like, what happened there? Did his boot fell out? I'm like, yeah, his boot fell out. He'll be fine, man.
That's what it was, yeah. That's what it was.
I hate when people say wrestling is fake, and they're like, the injuries aren't real, and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, have you seen some of the gruesome injuries WWE, or just wrestling in general has? Like look up that Sid Vicious tape. It's like, who hasn't seen that tape now? Especially with Facebook and everything, just scrolling.
Oh, you want to see something, yeah.
5-second video. Just
see my man's leg just snap and go 2 different directions.
Look it up on YouTube for WorldCulture.com, and check out their top 10 on...
Like what Jeff said, it's not black and white,
It's not black and white.
It's not black and
white. Maybe
white.
scripted, but it's real.
This ain't ballet.
Yeah. Tell me if he can jump off 50 feet in the air like what Jeff did to Randy Orton and land on a table. Tell me if that doesn't hurt. Tell me it's fake. I don't know. Maybe this art needs to. Heck, we've already discussed wrestling is a subculture still. Not a lot of people are open to it. And
you really have to try to bring people out of it. For me, I introduce myself and I tell people I'm a wrestling fan, because you never know who's gonna be a wrestling fan until that one person. Because for whatever reason, some people think it's. I don't want to say not cool. Or
no, that's the right word. Some people think it's not cool to be a wrestling fan.
I'm not gonna use the demeaning term for it. I'm not gonna say it here because I actually hate that phrase. But just you never know who's gonna be a fan. So once someone says, oh yeah, I was watching Raw last night, and someone's like, oh wait, you watch Raw? You watch wrestling? Who's your favorite? You get into conversation so quick. And the best part about wrestling is it's an endless conversation. There's always something to talk about, good or bad. There's a scandal,
of memories in there,
injury, death. There's always something.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and like what Trish Stratus said. Trish Stratus said something about that back then. I heard it in an interview, like, hey, she was talking to one girl, are you a wrestling fan? I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, me too, I'm a wrestling fan also. And that's how it feels like every day, sometimes I'll throw a random wrestling line right there, if you're not down with that, and then a coworker will be like, suck it! I'm like, he goes, yep, I know,
hey.
And I'm like,
sweet.
Oh, cool, man. You're my new best friend at work. Now, help me with this patient, because in the planet where I live in, people are sick all the time. And,
like you?
I think he's a different kind of sick than the one he's referring to.
Yeah, he's on that Stardust level of sickness.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's so great that I get so sick. That doesn't make sense.
And-
I was trying to be funny.
Yeah, that didn't work.
But it's a culture.
It's like cutting a promo in the ring. It's gonna be hit or miss.
I feel like
That was a miss.
It's okay. It's okay. If someone's in the background, like in the audience, and you see a sign up, then you know it was good.
It's
Yeah.
like that era Mike work that Psycho Sid did in WCW, and he was live. You've seen? I think you guys.
This is live.
We go, yeah. What the heck did you just say? If you haven't seen it, go look it up. It's on YouTube, and most likely it's in one of those WWE Network vaults for WCW. And you know, hey,
I wish that was like its own segment on the network. It's just like outtakes or promos, things like
That would be
that.
nice.
You know, that would be nice. Like I love the network. $9.99 a month.
Can't beat it.
Investments you'll literally ever have.
Yeah.
In 2012, 2011, I spent $450 on pay-per-views. 400, because that was when we were going to Mania. I made sure we watched every pay-per-view, and that was excluding WrestleMania, which is usually like $70 or $80.
Yeah.
$9.99 a month. You
Can't beat it.
Even if I only watch the pay-per-views,
You still get your money's worth.
you still got a lot of shows too for people that haven't, seen it. There's a lot of shows in there.
I love the documentaries on there.
The docu-
Oh, real good stuff.
And when,
Documentary?
When I discovered it, Legends of Wrestling was definitely one of the best things I ever seen. Just because I love the backstage elements of wrestling and itself. It's almost like what we're doing here. Just a roundtable discussion with the best and the oldest minds in the business. What can you talk about, or how did this happen, or was this supposed to happen? Who was really supposed to win that match, or how a storyline got started, like how the NWO got started.
And you get to hear it all there, and it just brings something exciting to light. For example, you're hearing words from either Pat Patterson or Roddy Piper,
Pat Patterson, Jim Ross, Gene Okerlund,
and
Eric Bischoff when he's on there sometimes. Sometimes he has some great things to say, and I really do like listening to him because he's been through it all. Good and bad.
He's a smart mind. I mean, some decisions you might question, but he's a smart wrestling mind.
Same with Paul Heyman. Now evil genius. In
Paul
the best
Heyman.
possible way. Vince, we can call him like a genius. Paul Heyman's the evil genius.
Paul Heyman. I've always wondered why SmackDown became so much of my favorite during that time, and through the WWE Network and all that documentary stuff, especially with the what was the title of the Paul Heyman documentary again?
Hello, my name is, or ladies and gentlemen, my name is.
Yeah.
Ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, I guess
That's a
the
good
title.
documentary. If you've ever seen that one yet, that's a really good documentary.
Yep, and he says it out right there. He was involved in making sure SmackDown turned out.
And he was pretty much the head of SmackDown.
Did you see?
Creative.
Was it in that documentary where it showed
Showed the charts, and SmackDown was beating Raw.
Yeah,
that's right.
SmackDown
was
was.
on Raw. That's when Triple H was still.
Yeah.
That's when all of them were still on Raw.
And it wasn't the big names that got it. It was.
I mean, you had Lesnar, Angle. That's when Guerrero started to rise. Edge started to rise. Chris Benoit, Mysterio. I mean, they had.
Paul Heyman and Creed. Just a little tidbit there, guys.
If he wants to keep doing it, he's a family man. Now.
Yeah, I don't know if Paul wants that. He has a great gig now. Come when Lesnar comes, do what you do, cut a great promo. Yep, and then go home.
Eat, sleep, promo, repeat.
Hey.
Promo, repeat.
You're a genius, Paul. You ever heard it here from a guy from another planet and his earthling friends? Respect. Really, respect.
I guess.
You guess?
I mean, yeah, respect to Paul, but I mean, crap you said, but
I thought we were just friends a while ago.
yes, yeah, sure. Anyway.
Anyways, let's go ahead and get into our Royal Rumble predictions.
Yes, sir.
Let's do that. It makes me feel better.
And I don't know about you guys, but I am excited for this year's Rumble because it's gonna. I mean, with all the injuries, it's gonna set up something. It has to set up something major.
I definitely think so. What I was saying was when I saw this string of injuries that had really happened, and then John Cena was the nail in the coffin injury-wise. I think it was Charlotte that tweeted it out, but I had thought about this before she tweeted it out, and before Cena even got injured, I was saying this is the opportunity for WWE to really elevate some guys,
Create some stars.
Like, I'm not Del Ziggler's biggest fan. He's
We
been
know.
for a while. He's played his dues. I'll admit that. But now is the time that you can really put him in a one-on-one match with someone who also could put on a great match, and just create a star in him. Remember when Sting debuted, he helped Ziggler get over, and then they didn't do anything with it.
Maybe Ziggler Jericho match.
Ziggler and Jericho.
I mean, they put on a great show. I mean, Jericho's back for a reason, so let's see what it is. I mean, I don't think they've been in the ring together. I mean, I could be wrong, but at the same, besides, one-on-one, I don't know if they've had a one-on-one match together. I could be wrong. I'm trying to think about that, but
that's probably going to be the match now that I'm really kind of thinking about it.
I would love to see that. Just, hey, Jericho, Ziggler go out 20, 25 minutes on the card.
They'll probably get 18 to 20.
Wow. Yeah, you guys just go at it. Just wrestle.
You really think about that, and you're like, man, this Royal Rumble is going to be a lot of surprises.
This Royal Rumble is going to set up at least 3 rivalries.
Oh, yeah.
Going into Mania. Do you, with all the new signings and stuff, do you think any of these guys are going to make their debut here?
AJ Styles.
Do you think if anyone was going to, I thought it would be him because he is in the consciousness of the American viewing public. Whereas some of the other guys like Nakamura,
people are really not.
I didn't really know.
No, I didn't know too much about him either. Except beforehand,
Kenny showed me a bunch of highlights on him. I was like, wow, this guy's like.
Yeah, I checked him out. I said he definitely translate, but yeah, of course, it's getting the American fan base to pick up to him. But yeah, AJ Styles, especially too with the Royal Rumble being in Orlando. And TNA's home used to be in Orlando, so everybody's gonna be familiar with him.
I was hearing because it's in Orlando, there might be some NXT call-ups too. So I'm trying to think of who would be a good debut.
The Baylor Club.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He's been teasing.
Even I probably would have put him in the Rumble, but
this is the way I see it. If Finn Balor is gonna make his main roster debut, he needs to have his full entrance. And you can't get that in the Rumble because you have 90 seconds before the next guy comes. His entrance is at least 3 minutes on NXT.
It's almost that Taker style entrance.
Oh, I love it. It's great. I heard Taker held his entrance, and I was like,
it's an awesome entrance.
So he maybe Raw after Mania, that will be everyone will love it. Everyone will love it. He comes out to end the show when John Cena's talking or something like that if he wants to come back, or he starts his main roster debut with Kevin Owens maybe. It needs to be somebody good that he can pull out a good match with. And with Extreme Rules being the pay-per-view after, they could really set up like a big-time match.
I'm down to see that. Match. That'd be great.
Absolutely.
I like the rivalry in NXT.
Oh yes.
Does Sami Zayn debut in the Rumble or after Mania?
Possibly, maybe. My opinion.
He could debut in the Rumble. He's probably one. Maybe hold off till after Mania.
Yeah. After Mania. That's what I would do too. Because I think him and Kevin Owens will have their rivalry culminate in Mania 33. So that'll be nice to see because they would have a great match.
I mean, Sami Zayn could be that Daniel Bryan replacement almost. Just that natural crowd following.
Does Daniel Bryan make an appearance in this Rumble?
Yeah. Speaking of Bryan, there's been conflicted rumors of him. Because he's been cleared by independent doctor. He got cleared by another doctor. The only one that need now is a WWE doctor.
You're in our prayers, Daniel.
And there's a rumor that he was going to go to Pittsburgh to meet with the doctor, and then there's reports refuting that, saying it was false. So maybe, I don't know if it's people trying to keep the surprise on the wraps.
I hope so.
But I would love to see Bryan.
Part of what I like is, let's say, because I heard what the rumor was, he got WWE's opinion, which is no. He had his own doctor's opinion, which was a yes. Which I'm not surprised about. And he was going to get a third opinion. And they were never going to release the third opinion. Good or bad. And just help keep in the consciousness, oh no, he's injured, he's not coming back. So if he does come back,
keep it surprise,
big surprise pop. Remember when last year's Royal Rumble, when he came out, everyone was still going yes.
Oh yeah, he was still doing it,
Daniel Bryan is actually what got my younger brother, Diggy. It's him that got Diggy into wrestling. He's got his own Daniel Bryan sweater still doesn't fit him now. But he still got it.
I mean, he's just one of those natural guys that you just root for, you cheer for, and build his own following. And
love his technicality in the ring too.
Oh yeah. And I know WWE's trying to, of course, they haven't brought him back because of lawsuits or they want to get a lawsuit, anything like that. But I mean, with so many guys injured and Bryan wants to come back, I mean, he knows it's on him. So I mean, bring him back, clear him. I mean, get him in the Rumble. And that place is going to go crazy to have Daniel Bryan come back.
And I hope he doesn't get injured anymore. I hope a lot of the guys that are out. I don't want anyone injured, period.
I mean, I don't think you can get this unlucky don't think we'll see this. I mean, this time the injury bug hits, but I mean, this has been the worst I can ever remember, and I don't think it's going to happen again like this anytime soon. So at least we can fingers crossed at this time.
The whole time, like this is when you need it all your
Yeah.
And, sometimes I would think they should work a lighter schedule. I remember I wrote papers about wrestling all through college.
Yeah.
And I was like, I hope they implement an off season. For at least let's still call it the main roster guys, and maybe NXT or the guys that don't get
as much showtime
start to take over TV for, let's say, a month, maybe a month and a half.
Just give guys not only that physical break, that mental break too does wonders.
The wrestler lifestyle is a grind. It is not easy.
Mm-mm.
Thank you, everyone, for what you do, because you give us something to talk about. You gave us a childhood.
Absolutely.
You gave us everything.
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling is life for us.
All the way back in the past, you guys.
We've been watching so long, it literally is a second language to us. And we couldn't thank you all.
Absolutely. Major props.
I love how you said it is definitely second language to us. I mean, even you pop the names of wrestlers that people don't know. I mean, average guys that don't know wrestling, they'll be like, who's that? I mean, no offense to them, but it is definitely like a second language when you talk to another fan. You're like, yeah, Jeff Hardy. Yeah, I remember that match. And, it just goes on, like you guys said, you could talk about it forever. Just one topic after the other.
Do you remember when Kenny was here when we were testing, the equipment?
Oh, yeah, Kenny.
We recorded a test, and then afterward we talked for 45 more minutes, just talking.
Mm-hmm.
Just talking.
We should have kept the cameras on.
We were here, and we're like, yeah, okay, we're done. And then we were talking out there. We were just
for
still
45 more minutes.
standing.
That's wrestling, man. It's, as you said earlier, there's always something to talk about.
It reminds me of the conversation that I think it was JR or was it Mean Gene? Those times in a row that they all talk about. He was talking. I think he was talking during the podcast on the wrestling, and the thing that he was talking that Mean Gene was saying is, or I think it was JR, that they could talk about the business as much as they want also, even though they're in it.
Mm-hmm.
And they were outside the hotel and whatnot, and before you know it was 3 a.m. or 4 a.m.
Yeah, no, it happens like that. It's just, what Money in the Bank last year, it was me, Ryan, and our friend Gabby over, and we just, afterwards we went at like 10:50, 11 o'clock, we stood in my doorway when I still lived at ODU until 2 in the morning, just talking about wrestling. It was, but yeah, going back to the Rumble prediction.
Yeah. Who's winning it?
Who is winning it? Roman's number one entrant.
Roman's number one.
Ask that, but okay.
Roman is the number one entrant. It seemed, I don't think they would have put the title on him if he was going to lose it this soon.
Yeah.
However, screw jobs can happen. Anything can happen in WWE.
Or maybe a co-winners. 94 Rumble.
Like a double.
Yeah, how it was for.
It's been a while since I've seen that.
Says 94. I mean, you had the Batista Cena co-winners, but of course Vince restarted the match. But
Luger
the 90 Luger and your man Bret Hart, 94 co-winners. Yeah. Bret Hart's this guy's favorite. No, mad respect to Bret Hart. Just stop complaining all the time about everything.
He doesn't. What are you guys talking about? Anyways, yeah, I mean, Lex Luger, who was the narcissist character at that time in the 90s?
Yeah.
Psycho Sid. Oh, no, not Lex Luger. Or not Psycho Sid, but but I think before they put the stipulation in the match, I thought Brock Lesnar was going to be number one, and he was going to have to work his way back to the title because he had pissed off the Authority.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
And I thought he was going to be number one. And Stephanie and Trips were like, "You can do it, big man. We know you got this."
Yeah.
Just like egging him on.
Yeah.
Suplexing everybody out. Just Lesnar being Lesnar. And about 10 or something, after he's really went through a couple of dudes, some big name comes out. Fans are gonna boo, but Roman Reigns could have came out then.
Yeah.
And he never lost to Lesnar. So
Never did.
That's to his credit.
Yeah.
And he would put up a fight against Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
You think he'll lose it?
Do I think Lesnar's gonna lose or Roman Reigns? I want to say.
Yeah.
I want to say because I really don't know.
Fair enough, but yeah.
Before Cena got injured, I thought Cena might actually win it too, and then Cena and Reigns might have had a match at Mania.
This is what I hate about injuries. It just totally changes what you've already said in your mind. What would happen?
Mm-hmm.
But right now, honestly, I don't know. Also.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go. We're gonna do 3. I'm gonna say Brock Lesnar.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, probably Roman. And let's go Daniel Bryan, because I'm still going on what I believe my fantasy WrestleMania match will be. It'll be a rematch from WrestleMania 28.
Triple threat.
When... Can I finish?
I'm sorry.
It'll be a rematch from WrestleMania 28 when Sheamus beat Daniel Bryan in 18 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that that place erupted?
We wanted to riot.
If you go back and watch that Mania, the next 3 or 4 matches, we're chanting Daniel Bryan
throughout.
Because
I think Randy Orton and Kane came after that, and we crapped on that match. I mean, they put on a pretty decent match, but we crapped on that because 18 seconds. It wasn't a match, man.
I know. And Sheamus won the Rumble that year to do that?
Yeah.
Like, you built it.
Just for that.
And it was a dud. You know,
Yeah.
I remember we were talking about, I was like, wouldn't it be funny if he lost like that, you know? Because it's always kind of funny if a match ends like that. And Mania is kind of the place where it would happen. And it really happened. It really
Unfortunately, it happened to Daniel Bryan.
I don't know. That was the worst part. That was when the Yes movement really started.
Yeah, right there that night.
We weren't really doing that, but I remember before the
show started, when we got in there about 3-4 p.m. and everybody just throughout for. I mean, we lost our voice before Mania started because we were just doing the entire time for 3 hours.
Let's go see.
Yep.
I have a video of like us when we're sitting in the arena before everyone files in, and like they're testing the Hell in a Cell to make sure it works and stuff. And just everyone's going, let's go see.
Yeah.
This chant is like a plague in the best way possible.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Roman Reigns number 1, Lesnar number 2, and Daniel Bryan number 3.
Okay.
And if that Daniel Bryan wins, then it's going to be Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus in the main event. Roman, I could see Triple H screwing Roman. To eliminate him. I don't want Triple H to win because he doesn't need the title in his match or his feud period. I think it will be, but he doesn't need it. He's Triple H.
I'm about to say the title doesn't need to be involved in a Triple H match. I mean, he wrestles that one match a year, like Taker now at WrestleMania. So
I don't
have a problem with that at all. But the title definitely doesn't need to be involved in the feud.
Anomaly, what do you think?
I heard my name.
I'll give him. I'll throw him a bone.
You know, I really think that. See, I feel like Roman Reigns maybe 75% may win the Warrior.
The odds, I think, for Roman Reigns winning are pretty high. Because he has the title on him. I wish the title was vacant. Then it'd be much more fun to think about it. Because this matchup is almost John Cena will win this match because it's a Cena kind of match. This is like a Roman Reigns is going to win this match because he's Roman Reigns. So, you know, like it's hard not to go against Reigns in the pick, and it's hard to. I don't know. It's hard to go against it because do you really think he's going to lose? I don't think so. So.
Yeah, I don't think so. Although at the same time, there's this what if they twist things at the end.
I hope they surprise us. Surprises are
I love it.
always great.
What a way to kick off WrestleMania, the Rhodes to WrestleMania by having a swerve at the Royal Rumble.
Don't end it up like what happened when Batista came back, you know?
I say this, I don't know when we were like, oh wow, Batista's coming back. We were talking about that right before his promo, or his vignette played that Batista was coming back. If he had came back cold, like no build, no announcement, no nothing, he would have got a huge pop in the Rumble. Everyone would have been excited to see Batista. And he would have been in full ring gear, does his entrance and everything.
Good point. I never
that would have been great. It would have been awesome. And I was happy that he came back.
Yeah.
It's just bad timing.
Bad timing because that's when everybody.
Timing is everything.
That's when everybody wanted Daniel Bryan to win. Yeah.
Daniel Bryan was literally white hot. And you're gonna say no to this?
Yeah.
We're gonna crap on it.
And Batista had said it that he wanted to come back as a heel because Daniel Bryan was so hot, and he knew it. He said himself that if he won the Rumble, that fans were going to turn on him. So that's why he wanted to come back as a heel because of Daniel Bryan's popularity. He said there's just nothing, just him coming back wasn't going to overcome and topple over that momentum that Daniel Bryan had at that time.
Yeah. And maybe some people in the creative also agree with him already. But
of course,
whoever the other half of the creative is,
the other half, and Vince pulls the trigger.
Fan, you know, sometimes I question that the other half of the creative, or maybe the 61% or the 55% out of the other percentage of the creative team that sees this stuff and what's good and what's bad. Like, come on, what's going on, guys?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I get it, and part of me wants to defend him, saying you do have to kind of keep something in your back pocket because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, you can, and when that dark day or that rainy day comes, that's what we got.
Yeah.
That, you know, whatever the fans want is always going to work. It's because it's what the fans actually want. Mm-hmm. But you know, it's like before the curtain was pulled back. Whatever happened on TV, we had to accept.
Yeah.
Good or bad, like, let's say, I don't know, Diesel won a match. You have to accept that Diesel won the match. Remember when he beat Bob Backlund in like 8 seconds or something like that?
Yep.
Nowadays, he would have gone crazy heat for that. Mm-hmm. Good or bad.
Yeah.
Back then, wow, he's the real deal. He beat Bob Backlund in like 8 seconds.
And he had Backlund had the title for a year at the time?
Exactly. He was on a big, nice run.
Yeah.
But they definitely got to build up, you know, the whole back pocket concept. They definitely got to build up the character at least before they start pushing them. You know what I mean? And they got to be real creative on that. That's just my opinion. You guys just work on it.
Who do you think's gonna win the Rumble? 3 picks.
Oh man, you put me in this position.
Come on, Anomaly.
If you don't, I gave you second billing. So
Roman Reigns. That's one. I already said that one. I'd like to say Brock Lesnar.
Okay.
But I won't, because I don't think they'll go for that. I'm going to gamble and put in Chris Jericho.
Okay.
And if Daniel Bryan comes back, I'll put him in.
Okay. What about you, Vinny?
Reigns, Lesnar, Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt. I forgot about
Whoa.
that. See, what happened at the end of Raw, I think they might actually do a Wyatt-Lesnar feud now. I was thinking about that because the rumors for Chris and Lesnar are kind of running rampant.
Yeah.
We'll see. Because Lesnar versus the Wyatt family.
All I hope is, because I saw a rumor, and we joked about this a few months back, about Strowman facing Taker. There's a rumor that there's Lesnar, not versus Bray Wyatt, but Lesnar versus Strowman.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'll be a powerhouse match.
Heck no. I do not want to see that. Because Strowman's still green in the ring.
Yeah.
That's why all his matches are always tag matches, just no one-on-one matches, because he has a long way to go.
You think so?
And Lesnar. I think Lesnar's a great talent. I don't know about necessarily elevating somebody else in the match.
Lesnar name can carry
Strowman. It's not. And if you're gonna have him face anybody in the Wyatt family, why not Bray Wyatt versus Lesnar at WrestleMania? Why Strowman? You can do that match at a...
Two guys that faced the Undertaker in the last 2 years finally faced off at WrestleMania.
Exactly. The storyline almost builds itself.
There you go. And if Bray won, could you imagine that? The two dudes that beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Imagine if John Cena actually did fight Undertaker this year and Cena won. I don't know if that would actually happen or not. But let's say it was Undertaker's last match, and I think he's a little old school. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. I know he's old school. He probably would have did the favor.
Yeah.
If he was really going to retire. I don't know or not, but then Cena versus Lesnar in their own Mania match, because I think they're bound to have one. They've had one of their better rivalries. I think Lesnar is definitely one of Cena's better rivals. Mm-hmm. And the only thing they haven't had is a Mania match. They've had plenty of other matches. Good matches at that.
Well, you know, you guys made a good point there. Definitely. I was looking at the perspective where two monstrous beast-looking guys, Strowman and Lesnar. That would be interesting, but definitely is very green still. Definitely got to build up the characters though. Yeah. But that is interesting. You put Bray Wyatt there.
Yeah.
What's the main event for us? No. What's the main event for WrestleMania?
Oh man.
I'm pretty sure it's whoever wins this Rumble.
Somebody. Yeah. See, I like it because there's some level of unpredictability. And you just can't predict it. I kind of want to say that somehow it's going to end up being Lesnar Reigns to finish off what wasn't finished last year.
Yeah.
I don't know how it arrives at that, but somehow I think it ends up being there.
I can see that the rematch with on the other side now that Roman's a champion and
Yeah.
to get his title back.
Yeah.
Finally gets his title back.
Mhm.
So. I still think it's going to be Daniel Bryan. I think it's going to be Daniel Bryan and Sheamus, and they've been holding off on it, and now it's pulling out of the back pocket because who's not going to boo Sheamus out of that building, and who's not going to cheer Daniel Bryan?
That's very true. Yeah. Yeah.
They will be so vocal,
Mhm.
that guttural, yes,
Yeah.
yes, just so happy, and then close out WrestleMania 32, 100,000 people.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
That'd be
Yeah.
a beautiful sight. Remember
That'd be
WrestleMania
awesome.
30 when you
Yeah.
Oh man, that was.
Doesn't get injured. Keep the title for maybe 2-3 months. Have somebody beat him. That way, it's kind of okay. He had the title and he lost it. It wasn't he had to
And
vacate
Roman
it.
can take it off him then.
Yeah, and then Seth Rollins can come back and take it off of him.
You have a main event?
You mentioned Dean Ambrose, and although honestly, I think that's a man that would be really interesting to main event of WrestleMania.
Who does he face? Does his feud with Kevin Owens continue? IC title, the main event of WrestleMania? In a what match? I don't think that's going to happen, but...
Not Kevin, unless Kevin and
Ambrose versus Reigns?
Brock gets a feud on Royal Rumble, but Ambrose
Ooh, Ambrose versus
Versus
Reigns.
Jericho, maybe?
Ooh.
Ambrose versus Jericho could happen.
Ambrose, yeah, I could
That could-
definitely see that one.
That could be a match.
Although I will say Daniel Bryan. If Roman Reigns wins, I don't think it will be with Daniel Bryan. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I could either see Jericho or Ambrose, but I would say, I'll choose a losing part of Roman Reigns. I would say Daniel Bryan. And
I think Daniel Bryan beats Roman Reigns if they do have a rematch because their Fastlane match, which was pretty good, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone don't hit on Roman. He really does have some pretty good matches.
Oh no, he does. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Improved over the last year.
I would definitely. Well,
Just like everyone hates him because he's like the company guy.
Yeah, the chosen one.
He has everything going for him.
Mhm.
He's like, are you really going to hate him because of that? Well, fine. Natural heel.
Yeah.
Everyone hates him because he has everything going for him.
creative. Just be creative, guys. Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns, I guess. That's one thing I'd be interested to see.
Their Fastlane match is actually pretty good. Go back and check it out.
Yeah.
That's our show.
Unfortunately.
We are Scorpion Force Wrestling Podcast. Thank you for joining us. I am your host, John Lucas, alongside my co-host, Vanny Bernard.
Vandalizer.
The anomaly. Don't you forget it.
Follow us on SFW_podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Check us out on YouTube.com/Scorpion Force Wrestling or SFW Podcast. And check us out on iTunes when we're up on iTunes.
Hashtag Bring Back Punk. You didn't think we were going to go through a wrestling podcast and not mention CM Punk. Hashtag Bring Back CM Punk.
Why not on Royal Rumble, right?
Woo!
That'd be wild. No, if he does it, he should, like, after everyone's come in and then, like, everyone knows the 30 was already gone, and then the countdown starts again, and then he just comes out.
That'd be awesome.
So wild. And then he just doesn't even go in the match, he just sits down and talks.
That'd be awesome.
I've got a lot of things I want to just.
Oh, we can only dream. Gosh. One day.
One day.
Tune in next week. We won't throw the book at you. Until next time.